It's AAPI Restaurant Week in Houston, and we're highlighting the Asian American Pacific Islander cuisines across the city. We're starting here in Midtown at the Fish. So let's go ahead and check it out. It is AAPI Restaurant Week in Houston, right? And we know Houston is a melting pot when it comes to food. But when you think of, Asian American Pacific Islander food, you think of bold flavors, but also a story through every bite. So walk me through a little bit of the food that is here at the Fish.
Absolutely. Well, I guess the first one we have right here is going to be our salmon crudo. This is the one that we're actually giving away to all of our AAPI guests that are coming in. So it's going to be fresh cottage salmon served over a supreme orange, fresh wasabi. We're gonna have yuzu tobiko, microgreens, salt, pepper, sambaizu sauce, and a little bit of a green oil on top. It's absolutely delicious, and I highly recommend you give it a try.
Now, Chef Jacob, tell me a little bit about the inspiration behind this meal right here.
This is a refreshing summer dish here. Salmon and orange supremes go great together in a nice bed of sauce here. Really just to highlight the beautiful quality fish that we have and show people what we do around here.
I see another plate over there too that looks just as delicious. Walk me through that, show me that a little bit.
These are our lobster crab puffs. Definitely a signature dish in our restaurant group. They're tempura fried and a nice golden tempura. They got a nice creamy, rich crab filling served with a ponzu sauce on the side. Super delicious bite. I can't stay away from it myself sometimes,
There's a lot of traditional, recipes, I'm sure, that goes into the Fish. Tell me a little bit about how the Fish started and where that culture comes from.
Well, we started over 20 years ago. We opened up in 2002 under Michael Collins and one of his other business partners, and we've been in business ever since. It's a small mom and pop shop. We're local. We're not a big conglomerate corporate spot.
Yeah, and one of the great things about the Fish that I think makes it amazing is they have the same chefs here, a lot of the same chefs here for 20 years almost, So they've really developed this cuisine and they're like a pillar of consistency, I would say.
So it's really about keeping a tradition going.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Now, tell me why it was important for y'all to be part of AAPI Week in Houston.
I think it's really important to recognize AAPI for how they help out our seniors. I mean, it's such a beauty that they donate bags of rice and other groceries to elderly, Asians. It's such a beautiful thing. We'd love to give back and support that in the same way we.
And tell me about the Asian cuisine and inspiration that goes behind the meals at the Fish.
There's a lot of traditional Japanese going on around here. I think we have some American fare to, good for drinking, good for relaxing, our great happy hour program that has like a lot of great bites on it. But yeah, it's a lot of very traditional Japanese fare.
Do you feel a responsibility to introduce people to maybe food they've never tried before?
As a chef, always, yeah. I mean, I think it's really satisfying to give someone something that they haven't tried before and have them love it, whether it's something simple like an edamame or a whole fried fish, it's really great to give people something and have them come back for that thing or try it somewhere else even.
I really think it's a really big space especially for Midtown, from the beautiful sushi bar that we have, to the beautiful bar that we have. We really do have a really impressive small dining room for what it is.
And it feels very intimate, close. What was
Absolutely.
the thought behind that? Did you want people to feel like they're among friends and family?
Absolutely. I think it's just about the connection, right? And it's the same thing. What is hospitality? For me, hospitality is making people feel good, and you do that by those close, intimate encounters, right? There's a lot of different parts where you can go into, traditionally sushi can either be vinegared or it can be very fresh. With us, we do a different take on it where we want to serve it fresh. We serve it over ice, even our sashimi. The colder, the better. It's our style of sushi. And with that being said, whenever you bite into something fresh, you taste the quality, right? From just like that salmon crudo I showed you earlier, you can really see the color, you can get the taste, and we want to give quality product to our guests so they come back and recognize us. It's what made us be in business for over 20 years, right? And by being in a diverse community, I think it's like we have a very wide plethora of guests. So I think it's also being adaptable to all of our guests. I mean, Houston is, like you said, it's a giant melting pot of a lot of cultures. Even myself being half Japanese and half Mexican, it's catering to a lot of different cultures and having some fun with it. It is highball week, so we are offering a special for $6 highballs, and It's a really good, refreshing, classic drink that you can get in almost all parts of Japan. It's an easy take, it's not too complex. And for your classic, American sushi bar, we have a great lychee martini, which is thebomb.com. Well, I think it's also not being too complex and also, being with the market, right? Where we want to show you some Japanese culture, but also make it Houston, make it us, right? Where we want to make it approachable. And that's what I think makes us special, is that we can make Japanese food approachable for everyone.
We want like an up-tempo kind of live beat. This is a building community. A lot of younger generational people are here as they're moving across the multiple high-rise apartment buildings.
Yeah.
So we want like an up-tempo kind of live beat for the area. As you see right here, we have a lot of younger generational people here. So we want this place to be fun, We want it to be exciting, fun, kind of like good vibe, good energy, positive. We want you to come in, have a good time, tell your friends about it, and come back. So that's what we strive to do over here. To me, a lot of people are kind of like in a box. They're used to like certain things, like this is what I know about Japanese culture. They're kind of like sushi, California roll, really basic. They walk into a grocery store, they see the little sushi thing, they think that's what it's all about. But over here, we kind of strive to get like different ingredients that normally wouldn't match together. Like we add soft shell crab to a roll, we add soft shell crawfish to a roll. Things that normally people don't add in a roll, we kind of incorporate here. We kind of like to do different things. We do a lot of fried rolls here. We do a lot of cooked rolls that normally other sushi restaurants don't do, but that's what makes us different. We try to create rolls that normally, in a sense, wouldn't make sense, but they're fun, they're tasty, and they're different. I really like, my mom, she's born in Korea, so, and on my mom's side, they're all, they're from Korea. So when I hear that they're donating, especially to the elderly community, in Korean culture, I'm sure just in general Asian culture, we do respect the elderly. We hold the elderly to a higher regard, and we take care of our elderly. And it makes me feel really good to know that we're doing something to the elderly, especially the elderly, and we're helping them out. Because, the culture thing is a little different here in this country, if that makes sense. Because over there, and especially at my house, like my grandma was always living with us. Yeah. My mom's always living with us. Like that's like the norm. And then here it's kind of like taboo, if that makes sense. I personally, I hope that when they come in, they have a good time, they tell all their friends about it. It's something different that normally people come in, they see, they walk by, they always ask me, what's in it? I know the name is kind of misleading. It's the fish. Some people assume, is it fried catfish? They don't know. It's kind of misleading. But it's good when they come in, we tell them that there are other options besides sushi, because some of them kind of get a little scared. So we have items on the menu to kind of gradually get them in to try some more Japanese things. We have the sake, we have Japanese beer, so we have Japanese whiskey, we have different things, but it's always good to kind of get people in on their comfort zone and then just gradually have them try a little something outside their normal box. For me, and I'm sure Vanessa feels the same way, that's why I'm in the business. Like, I love the guest interaction. Every day I come in, I don't know what's gonna happen. Some people get scared on that. I embrace that. I don't know what's gonna happen. I just come in, I try to make people happy. They leave happy, they tell their friends, and then they come back. And that's what it's all about.
Up next, we're heading to Agnes and Sherman in the Heights. So we're named Agnes and Sherman, and we have been here since April, so just about 5 weeks ago.
So 5 weeks, you've hit the ground running, and you're already getting involved in the community, like with AAPI Restaurant Week in Houston. Tell me why you wanted to be part of that.
Well, as Asian American owners and operators, it was always very important to us to build a restaurant that is accessible to the community and very welcoming. And we also just wanted to make sure that we're really representing the community in the best way possible. So Asian comfort food, Asian American diner, so it was a no-brainer to us to participate.
I know you said comfort food and diner, and when I walked in, it automatically felt comfortable. I felt like I was inside of a family home. Tell me a little bit about that dynamic that you guys have here.
So we started really thinking about what kind of food we wanted to make, and when we thought about the comforting aspect of it, and we thought about our childhood memories with diners, with booths and pendants, and just really feeling like you were coming home to something, that was really the inspiration behind a lot of the design, and also wanting to make sure the chairs that we selected were comfortable, the colors were really joyful, and yeah, we just really wanted everything to match up with the type of food that we serve. I think it's a really special feeling to know that when we have people come in here, that they feel really seen, and that they feel like a part of them is represented in this particular community. Obviously, you can find amazing, delicious food in Asiatown, in Bel Air, and we are certainly not trying to replace that or trying to say that we are doing that type of food, but we really see ourselves as creating something that is unique and sort of a way forward. So looking at the future of what Asian America could be, and that is so much of what is inspiring for us, and thinking about what the future could look like for this community.
Put it right on. All right, so right here we have our savory scallion waffle with a sambal honey butter. It's kind of our bread and butter here. Every table kind of starts with it. It's a nice, sweet, savory start to the meal, and just kind of gets you ready for the rest of the dinner.
And then what do you have over here? They both look good.
This is our version of a BLT. It's a kind of a mashup of a jianbing, which is a Taiwanese kind of street food, and a BLT. So it's a scallion pancake with an egg on the outside, kind of griddled, and smeared with a mayonnaise and sweet flour sauce, some heirloom tomatoes, bacon, shredded lettuce, cilantro, and red onion in there.
And so both of these meals look like comfort meals, and that's all what's rooted in the restaurant, comfort food.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so everything's meant to just be kind of shareable, like you're breaking bread at the table with your family, your friends, anybody, and it's just meant to be accessible and still interesting and just very comforting.
So I just scoop it. Look at that, I'm a chef.
There you go.
Bam, look at
Sheet
that.
at the middle.
Oh my gosh. Perfect.
A little
This is
salt.
beautiful. Oh, I have to do a little salt, okay. Let's see, this is really pretty salt. All right, ready, Noe? Oh my goodness, look at that. Was that enough salt, or are you supposed to put more?
You get a little more.
Okay, I'm trying to be a chef right now, okay. Would you hire me, Chef Nick?
Yes. Can you start tomorrow?
Just a plate thing.
Start tomorrow? We sell a lot of waffles, so we do need the help.
You have to try it. It's so good. Look at it. This is perfect.
And then sometimes people are like, can we get an extra side of sambal?
No, I would eat that obviously. No, you have to try it. You have to try it. It's so good. Look at this. Do you see all the recipes or the ingredients?
As neighbors and residents of this particular neighborhood, we just love that we can bring something a little bit different to this particular area. And when we think about expansion, you know, we are very, very focused on making this location successful. But of course, you know, we're dreamers at heart. So we are constantly thinking about potential reach outside. And it doesn't even just have to be with our location, but it could be in the way that we think about delivery and catering, and even, again, representing, you know, in initiatives like AAPI Restaurant Weeks, where we can continue to represent not just who we are, but hopefully be a beacon for this community outside of the Heights as well. Behind every dish, Chef Nick has put so much thought into it, and there's always a story. He really geeks out over why he made this particular dish, why he decided to put it on the menu. And at the end of the day, we just want people to come and feel like, you know what, I had a great meal. And if they want to engage with the story, if they want to understand more behind the ingredients, we are always so down to talk about, oh yeah, actually, you know, this collard greens was actually cooked in a wok. But if people are, you know, a little bit shy, they've never tried something like kimchi before or fried kimchi like we have on the menu, we just want them to try it and hopefully love it. Actually, the other day we had a guest in here who said, I've never loved kimchi until I had this dish. And to us, it's, you know, we're really proud of that because it's a way to introduce people and hopefully be a gateway to allowing other people to have a connection to a culture or cultures that they've never experienced before. Agnes and Sherman are actually the names of Chef Nick's parents. And the reason why we chose their names as the restaurant names is not just you know, an homage to them and to honor them, but because of the subversive nature, you'd never really think that a Chinese couple is named Agnes and Sherman. And so this is them on the walls here. This is them when they were young and living in San Francisco. And then there are also pictures of my parents as well, because we really want to show a different side of Asian America, if you will, and that, you know, they also have their own experience of growing up here in the United States, and the ways that they have passed some of those memories onto us. I think it's just really special for us every day to be able to walk in here and to see pictures of our parents, to know the kind of not just sacrifices that they made to help us get to this point, but also to depict a kind of joy that maybe people don't always associate with our communities. I mean, I think that as a community of color, as an Asian American community, there has been a lot of discrimination that we have experienced as a population. However, we really want to present the joyfulness that a lot of people don't see. So seeing the pictures of our parents smiling, seeing the pictures of my parents getting engaged, and looking really cool, looking really fashionable, it's just a reminder of all of the things that we could be also celebrating. Here's a picture of my parents getting engaged and my dad looking very dumbfounded. And we actually have this picture displayed under an image that is famous. It's an image, a historical photograph taken of a grocery store during the Japanese American internment camp time, when a Japanese American grocery store was forced to be sold. And so I specifically put these two images next to each other because I wanted, again, to juxtapose the joyfulness and the marriage of my parents coming together alongside, you know, something that was very painful that we had to experience as an Asian American community.
So you're also sharing history and heart through each meal.
That's right. We brought a lot of our personal touches here. Oh, by the way, this is a great time to bring Chef Nick over. So we brought a ton of our own sort of personal memories and things that we love into the restaurant as decor. So, for example, a lot of the cookbooks here, if not all of them, are actually Chef Nick's. Do you want to talk a little bit more about your cookbooks?
Yeah, they're kind of like inspiration, or even places I used to work. I used to work at Momofuku. Big fan of the Fortune Cookie Chronicles, which is not necessarily a cookbook, but just kind of like talks about Chinese American food and how it developed in America. We have a photo of my parents. This is the Agnes and Sherman here, right before we opened. This is my grandma's rice cooker. It does actually work, so in case one of our rice cookers goes down, we can always use that one, but it'll come out very slowly. It really does feel like a dream kind of come true. This is my life's work and working toward this my whole life, and you know, it's all about my family, it's all about my parents, and it's a little bit of my way to say to my parents, like, hey, you know, I'm sorry I wasn't with a doctor, but I'll name the restaurant after you, you know? Yeah. So.
It's funny that he got the rice cooker from his family and his grandmother. I actually have my parents' rice cooker that they gave me as well, and it's so coincidental that the colors actually also match our restaurant. But I think it's just, the rice cooker, I think just represents so many things symbolically in terms of their love for us and all of the meals that we've had together, all of the meals that we've cooked together. Yeah, and then not just his cookbooks, but books that have really inspired me by Asian American authors like Crying in H Mart or Stay True. These are just authors that we love and respect and admire. So wanting to bring a little bit of that into the restaurant as well.
At the very least, I just want everybody to have a good meal, enjoy the food. I think best case is someone walks away with a little bit more cultural knowledge about something that they're not super familiar with, whether it's, you know, Korean chili flakes or Nigerian peppercorns or Chinese cough syrup.
People feel the sense of joy. Again, I think that our community isn't depicted a lot of times with that joyfulness, and it's actually one of our core values. So we really want people to come, have an amazing meal, and then at the end of the day, walk away feeling like, you know what, that was a really fun time. Collaborated with an illustrator named Felicia Liang, and she's famous for doing storefronts of different Chinatowns around the Bay Area and New York, and we commissioned her to do a piece for Houston. I mean, I do think that we are building something to last. We definitely want this place to leave its own footprint, and that, you know, I think Chef Nick has always talked about, we want people to come here for their first date. We want people to come here for their 10th anniversary. And so this is a place that could welcome all of those people. And we would love to see people grow up in our restaurant.